You shouldn't have messed with anything. You should have lived with sounding weird, clearly.
Ah, there we go.
Found the tiki button?
Yes. So the first words from you that we will hear in the recording are that I sounded weird and I shouldn't have messed with it.
But you found the tiki button.
You know, that's a mood. That is a mood.
Mm-hmm. So it is picking us all up now.
Yes.
Okay. I should do the intro?
You may do the intro.
Right.
Intro.
Hi.
Intro.
Hi, I'm Beth, and this is GURPS Wars, a homebrew GURPS Star Wars game with Crash and Ellie and EO, and they are currently doing the Sith Apprentices to the Sphere of Logistics, investigating, well, they were supposed to be investigating certain issues with the things that had been delivered to a hut, but there was a little train mishap. And then there were more mishaps, and then there were weird things again. And would someone like to say what happened last time?
Rolling thunder across the hills.
Haven't got that yet, actually. I can do that if you want, though.
I found a lovely hat.
That someone had chewed on and clawed up, yes.
Last time.
Mm-hmm.
I am not speaking unsarcastically about the hat, but Rand is still wearing it because Rand thinks it's funny. And also it keeps the sun out of Rand's eyes, except when he rolls 17.
A crit failure.
Oh, we found a cabin in the desert, and we have barricaded ourselves in for the night.
Yes.
And one window or door is blocked off with a desk.
Vulture creatures.
Yes, there's vulture creatures that make weird sounds.
There was one vulture creature. It flew away.
Well, we saw others in the distance, but there was one that was close.
Yes, you saw.
It didn't like our train bomber.
It went foos at you.
Oh, I meant the humanoid.
Oh, right, the humanoid. That's right. You found where there were a bunch of dead bodies, and you found one of those. Well, you thought they were aliens. I mean, it's possible that there's an alien whose life cycle includes that when they die, they wither up into bones and scraps of desiccated skin. That might happen, maybe.
But I did a Oh, I can't find it on my sheet.
Technically, we're the aliens here. We're from off-world.
Well, there is that.
There is.
I performed psychometry on one of the corpses and got
Oh, yes.
vultures and the Force.
Yes, that's true. That's very true.
Thinking of them as vulture things.
Oh, right, that's fair. That's very fair. Yes, they did have some weird connection to something dark and potent, and there was some indication of flying and feathers.
Yes.
Despite the fact that they have neither wings nor feathers. And you got to the cabin.
I did help the one we found last session. I did help them fly.
That's true. And then you dropped them.
Well, look, I got them.
And then I
got them started. My anger set them free, but then they had to maintain it.
Sadly for them, no.
Their loss.
Indeed, they're splat. And then they withered away into nothingness. Well, not nothingness, just some bones and scraps of desiccated flaps of, yeah, anyway. Flicker, I am giving you a treat. Stop touching my knee. That is what you were getting. You're not getting anything more. Where was I? Oh, yes. And then you got to a cabin, little 3-room and couple of nooks that is actually not bad for... It's made out of rejected stuff, scraps, whatever, and things that were probably stolen or thrown away. But for all that, it's not bad. It's got glass in one window that's pretty good. That's the one that is in the room that has the 2 beds that it was locked. The room that was locked and you people got into that is apparently Wade's room, according to your would-be saboteur Buck. And all the other windows are okay. They're made of scraps of clear-ish plastics, and they're covered with some shutters that aren't really sturdy. And okay, they close. The windows close. They keep out horrible things. Yay, but they're not entirely sturdy. So
They don't
anywhere that you
keep out
see a
the
window
horrible
that
things.
is
The Sith apprentice accountants are inside. We've traced the accountants. They're coming from inside the cabin.
even better, they're you. And night is falling, and you people went and got some firewood and actually kindled up a fire in the fireplace. So I quickly put in a light source there, and I'm very pleased with myself. And you've got a chair that's reasonably comfortable. You've got some beds. You sent two of the NPCs into beds. There's a bench. You've stuck a buck on the bench there. There's a rug in front of the fireplace. The rug has seen many better days, but it exists. So, what plots and plans are you having for the evening? Are you just going to all settle down and worry about and not worry about anything unless your danger sense goes off?
I believe Ren and I are keeping a sort of watch in this room.
Just that room?
It's the one with the non-blockaded door.
That door does lock from the inside, though, for what that's worth.
Well,
Ran is not
That was locked.
100% certain. Ran is not 50% certain that any of the windows or doors, even the barricaded ones, will withstand concentrated effort.
That's fair. I mean, they probably won't.
That's why there's a bear trap
Withstand
outside of one of them.
Indeed. But you only had the one bear trap.
Yes. So it's outside one of the windows near a blockaded door because someone trying to get in might think, this door doesn't open. That window looks easier.
True enough. True enough.
If we're taking turns taking watch, Ran will probably spend some time not going outside, but, just pacing between the various rooms, looking out the window, trying to see which new text boxes are being added to the map.
That's true. There are some text boxes that are getting added to the map.
Some of them intentionally.
and Tuxa has dragged her, with some effort, dragged her comfortable chair over by the fire.
Okay.
And is going to
Facing it?
invite Buck to do the same with his bench, and then do some relaxing.
Okay. Buck is probably just fine to... Honestly, he'd be fine to just flop down on the terrible mat without the bench.
Oh, that's fine too.
It's not like it's that much more anything. Okay.
You could
The night-
just a pillow or something.
The night proceeds. This is a night. It is proceeding. Would someone care to make, perception rolls or danger sense rolls or whatever, or meditative rolls? What rolls would you like to be making?
444, apparently.
And yet you still make it.
I don't know what kind of intervention that is, but
That's a +1 because I'm using hearing.
Ah.
My eyes are closed, and I'm pretty sure I can't touch or taste anything.
hopefully.
All right. Let me make a couple. Just want to make a couple of rolls. Are you in edit mode? You shouldn't be in edit mode. You should be in a roll where I can actually, where are your skills? Yes, there's your skills. Just use
I said this in chat, but I only took one available. I only took one additional level of will, despite having 15 points I could spare in will-based skills. Because I assumed you would not appreciate my will jumping to 18 all at once.
Indeed. I am going to note that after you've put points in skills, and if you're putting earned points and taking them out of skills and putting them into will, I'm going to look at you cross-eyed. If you see what I
No,
mean.
these are points that the character started with.
Okay, that's fair enough. Obviously, making it will-based is going to be... Well, anyway. It should be will-based, but will being a lot cheaper... Well, it's not cheaper than...
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to have to decide going forward whether I'm spending points on advancing a particular force-based skill or just improving my will overall.
From a mechanics point of view, I'm trying to go, I hate this horribly, but from a setting point of view, that's not wrong.
Yeah.
Also remember that you can get talents for certain areas of it,
Oh, yeah.
so...
Yeah, but that is a thing Sith do, and that's why I'm considering it.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm going to have to sit with that for a little while because part of me is going, I hate it, and part of me is going, no, wait, that makes sense. Okay, so
As a DM/GM for many games where Ellie has played, exactly.
you have to sit with that later, not in the middle. Okay,
It is so rare that I get to hear Ellie laugh, and that has made my evening.
Aw. So, okay, who made their danger sense?
I think all of us.
Yes.
Oh, but you were rolling privately.
Yes, I was rolling privately.
We
Okay,
all made
you
it,
were
but
all
only
feeling-
Antuxa made it by a lot.
And Tuxa made a perception roll because of hearing. That's a perception, not danger sense, right?
Well, I did
yes.
perception, not
Danger sense is the one you roll.
That's true. I should roll some danger sense for other people, shouldn't I?
Yes.
I don't mind if you people know you got something. All right, let's roll that one.
I rolled perception because I don't know how to roll danger sense.
Basically, you roll perception.
You don't. The GM rolls perception on your behalf.
Yes. Which is why I'm selecting people to roll their perception.
But all I see is Beth privately rolled some dice.
Also,
All
I just
right.
noticed on my character sheet, Ran is only 5'8". He's shorter than me.
You can change that if you desire.
No, it's fine. He also only weighs 121 pounds. I wish.
Oh, so we have the
I think
same height.
we
and weight.
all got set to the yeah.
Yeah, you're all set to the same. You can change. Please change it as desired.
Ran is
Let's
121
see.
pounds if he's soaking wet. But we're all the same height and weight, so this one is wet, and this one is wet. Were we all rolled up in a rainforest?
Yay. Everyone is getting little twitchiness as about an hour after sundown, and you all made those. Something, and you're staying in the room in the back mostly, I gather.
Mostly, yeah. I'm watching the store.
The doorknob rattles.
Don't like that. I'm going to wake up. Is Ran asleep in here? Ran seems to be wandering around.
I was wandering around because of course I was. But I'm
going
assuming
to
because...
ping the other two's comms.
Antuxa, you also have been hearing something quietly walking around in the sand and dirt and rock outside. Just occasionally there's this little crunch, crunch, crunch.
I crack my eyes open. How's the fire doing?
The fire is... I mean, you were trying to make something that was going to last for several hours, right?
Mm-hmm. But not, like, overnight.
Oh, okay.
A couple hours.
A couple hours worth.
Long enough for us to warm up before we fall asleep.
The fire is dying down. I mean, it's not like you only know how to make fires at all because your parents did those horrible digs and occasionally dragged you off to them.
Also, lightsabers tend to cause those a lot.
Yeah, I mean, that's how you start fires. You start a fire by you stick your lightsaber into the kindling and foosh, you know.
No, it's a lightsaber.
You have
You
to be
don't need
careful.
kindling. You just start with the Yule log.
Sticking to the kindling helps it sort of catch in a more stable fashion. Lightsabers tend to burn things so quickly that they don't even truly catch on fire.
That's why you don't use the kindling. You use the Yule log, and it doesn't immediately self-destruct. Anyway, what I'm saying is you don't use kindling because we're not lazy. We're willing to work for it.
You have to carefully draw the lightsaber just close enough to where the heat catches things on fire, but not so close that it insta-chars and creates a barrier between the heat and the rest of the burnable thing. I figure that's something that you can do.
Indeed. Can I, out of character, can I swap a point around in skills?
To do what? Sure, probably.
I have 2 points in fast talk. I want to move one of them to survival.
That's fair.
But
Do
you're
it.
our people person.
Okay.
Without you, how
That's
will
true.
we survive in social situations?
But the thing is, well, with my mind tricks.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, I don't think you fast talked anyone before, so
Yeah, I use mind tricks whenever I have to get someone to do what I want.
or savoir-faire.
Right.
Apropos of nothing, I love the little searchlight effect that you get when you're over by a window. And
Yeah,
you
and you're
go,
walking around.
Yes. Which is why I keep moving 5 feet to the left and 5 feet to the right.
You're peering out the window, cracking open the shutters and peering out.
Oh, and now I have to move that again. That was foolish of me.
Darn it, elsewhere on Discord, someone else is having an interesting conversation of rank and status in Star Wars SWTOR era.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Right, and it just sort of keeps floating by because of quiet alerts, and I'm going, oh, but that's interesting. No, I'm gaming.
Yeah, I have to mute all my other servers.
Yeah,
Oh, I
because
want
of
to-
distraction.
Look at that. But
It'll
not
be
right
there
now.
when we're done.
Yeah.
It'll be there when we're done.
It's in the Swords server.
And this
Yeah.
is another problem with the web app, and I'm probably going to need to install the Discord app on this computer, because the web app detects when I have OBS open and mutes everything except for voice chat.
Which is why you don't have soundboard, but it's trying to make sure that the other things don't go ding at you. Okay. How considerate of it.
I just realized
So-
this now, because when
Mhm.
Ellie just posted, I heard the ba-doop, and I don't think about it when we're not recording. But, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Zen, you are pinging people about that you heard something rattle the door.
Yep.
Well, the doorknob on the comms. Okay, you get your little comms. Are they set to buzz or are they set to go that beep boop?
I'm assuming I'm hearing.
If you forgot to set your comms to buzz, honestly, I'd suggest making a fright check or, like jump when something starts making noise in your pocket.
My comms are always on buzz.
That makes sense. Rand, is your comm on buzz or is it going to make noise?
Logistically, and we are from the sphere of logistics, it would make sense for it to be on buzz. I am severely tempted to have it actually be that sound because it's funny. But no, Ran is a disaster in other ways. This is a tactical one.
No, knowing Rand's comm sound would absolutely be a lightsaber ignition.
I'm going to
Problem
say
with that
that's
is if you're
canon.
talking if you cannot decide and you think it would be more sensible to have it on buzz currently, make an IQ roll to see if you remember to do that.
Well, I
You've
made it by 3.
okay, your comm is currently on whatever you consider to be sensible for the situation you find yourself in. For an alert.
Bzz.
Okay. Your comms are vibrating, you two. There's a group call coming in.
Oh, 1 second, whoever's out there. I need to take this. Yes.
Something is tapping at our door.
Quoth the Millennium Raven.
That's a poem. I mean, in real life.
Well, yes. There has been the crunching of feet out there as well.
Actually, Ran, you didn't get that one. And Tuxa got that with that made by 6 perception roll, hearing roll.
Okay. Well, then I don't say that. So there.
Okay, sorry.
Meh.
Unless Tuxa said something about it.
Well, darling, I suspect that nothing can survive you, and if you do need help, let me know. Otherwise, I'll keep watch out here. Someone is making quite a bit of noise. And also there's something outside crunching a bit.
Yes, that's. All right, fine. This is my problem, I guess. Okay.
Oh, no, I wasn't suggesting that it was your problem. I was suggesting that perhaps Ron should make it his problem.
You know, this cabin is rather stuffy. I was thinking of stretching my legs. And possibly somebody else's.
I mean, I did get to do all the fun stuff earlier. What's the sense in taking it over now?
Just keep an ear out for the civilians.
I certainly will.
I look at the door with my hand on the handle, and I look over at Senity, and I just say, shall we?
It seems so.
And we step out into broad daylight because the light sources are still in effect out here.
You can fix that. In fact, I probably should fix that because that would be more hilarious.
I mean, we have night
That would be
vision. Everyone in the party has some degree of night vision.
True.
You.
And if I turn the light sources off, then that's going to do a thing. I can
If
transition
anything, it gives us a
to.
better sense of what our line of sight is.
Well, that's just annoying. I tried to
Ooh.
transition it.
It got
it did
darker.
transition to darker. Yes, it did. Okay, good. Yes, now you have night.
Darling, I don't have night vision. In fact, I have the
Okay.
opposite of night vision. I'm easier to see in the dark.
Indeed. Man, I'm going to put you back
You're
for just a moment
positively
because I need to. I'm going to
Well,
make you
positively.
step backwards because I need to. Oh, now it's very dark for me too. That's cool. Okay. No. I'm going to put you back, Ran. I'm going to put you back. I'm going to put you where I want. Which way are you looking when you first go out the door?
Ram was thinking of going towards the outhouse and looking around the corner.
Okay, I'm going to put you where I want you.
Ah!
That's why I want to put you there.
Some eldritch force has grabbed onto me and used telekinesis other to pull me into line of sight with a new friend. Well, hello there.
Give me your stealth rolls if you were going out there stealthily.
Ran continues to look for stealth in the wrong spot. Stealth made its stealth
Looking
roll.
for stealth.
Looking for stealth in
Missed
all
it
the
by
wrong
one.
places. Rand thinks he's being
Looking for
very
stealth.
stealthy.
That's
I'm
all
so
right.
Quiet. I'm so quiet.
I didn't fail by that much.
Makes a singing roll instead of a stealth roll.
They both begin with an S. It's an honest mistake. Where's performance on here? Can I actually do that?
I really appreciate that one crit failure has influenced all the rest of the games that we play.
And the best part is
I'm so quiet.
that didn't wake
Oh,
the
so-
Tarask.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Anyway,
It was
you step
Seely.
around the corner. It
Anyway,
was
It was
Seely.
Seely casting the teleportation spell. The verbal component for it is what woke the Tarask. I kept rolling every single time any of you did anything that had any kind of noise. And it wasn't until then that you went above the threshold I'd set.
Which is great. But not
true.
what we are dealing with right now. What are we dealing with right now, Jan?
A new
Okay, what
friend.
happens is you two sneak around the corner. Ran is not sneaking very well. However, the creature that was walking away from you as you were coming around that corner, basically, it's glancing around. It glances over its shoulder. It jumps as if, oh my gosh, there's someone there.
Terribly sorry. Didn't
then
mean to spook you.
It does then, however, whip around and raise its bow, which has an arrow knocked.
Oh, well, perhaps retroactively, we did mean to do that. You know, those are ranged attacks. I would like this guy to have more range.
You love telekinesis other, don't you?
It's a new toy. Actually, we're not positioned right for this. If Sen was over a bit more, if we were over a bit more, I would suggest pulling this creature towards Sen while Sen has a lightsaber out.
And you could try and loft them over the corner of the building, I suppose.
What if I tried to shove them into the outhouse?
With or without the door open first.
Will that matter afterwards?
I mean, the main thing that it's going to matter is where are you going to go to the bathroom later?
There.
Are you going to want no.
Is
Are
there
you
a
going to want
large
privacy
rock?
later?
Is there a large rock? Because Rand doesn't want to shove the monster into the cabin that is somewhat defensible.
True. There's a smallish rock and a sort of spiky thorn bush thing on the map there, so you could throw them into that. There's rock near the outhouse right behind you, another thorn bush. There aren't a lot of great big rocks here.
Could I make them fly into the air so that they land near us?
I mean, they're pretty near you already.
Yes, but not near enough that Sen could just sort of typically cut their head off.
That's true. They're about 6 feet away and don't quite have that reach, so.
Anyway, that's what I'm going to try to do.
All right, you're going to try to grab them up with your teak.
I made it by 9.
Made by 9. I feel like they should get a will roll or something to resist this.
I think they get like a strength roll.
Oh, strength?
Something. I don't know.
So long as
I don't
they can
remember
hold
what
on.
you put down.
Oh, I put something down? I actually remembered that this was a possible thing that I might want to do something with. I was
thought you
sensible.
did.
So
thought,
long as they can hold on to a single blade of grass, they are not too drunk to suffer from my telekinesis of it.
I've done an extremely wrong thing. Apparently, if I... Yeah, I'm going to skip that. Stop. Please stop, preview. I don't want you to do this. That was very nice of you. No, don't. So apparently preview does an amazingly fascinating thing, which is known as if I open... No, close that cursed thing. If I open the folder by accident, it will open everything within the folder, which meant that I got a whole bunch of files. Don't open folders. That was
And
bad.
you
That was a problem.
And you get opened. And you get opened.
That was too many opened. That was way too many opened. Okay.
Put some of the
I will
back.
open this. I will open this and see if I gave anything a chance to resist telekinesis. Because, wow, that is extremely something.
There isn't one in the PDF that you sent me.
That's right. There's not
But-
yet. I was doing success as the amount of weight that can be lifted and figuring that you'd have to lift a lot of weight to... Yeah, okay, that's going to... I need to actually work on that. Okay, I think I should get a resistance roll on this, potentially. But,
Roll gravity.
Oops, there goes gravity.
I mean, that's basically what it is. It's definitely an oops, there goes gravity.
Actually, I would make that a health roll then, HT.
That's a point.
Like, if
Well,
you're trying to
strength-
hold on to something
Oh,
while you're being thrown away, then yeah, I would do strength. But if you're just like, no, I want to stay where I am, then I would
thing
say
is,
health
if
or will.
non-force users just don't get really a resistance. They get
Yeah,
smeared against things all the time. So I think a dex roll to try to grab onto something is probably. And then let's try
Yeah.
a strength. Okay, where were you trying to put the critter, Ran? Ping it on the map. Or you're just trying to put it up?
I figure
You're
if you
trying to
landed
drag
this
it.
square here, or ideally this square here because there's rocks here, that would be nice.
So you want to launch it up and over yourselves.
I think that'd be funnier.
over
And
yourself.
also, tactically, that means, like, if Sen and I had to run, we'd be running away towards the door. And if we more likely don't want to run, we can introduce the monster to our wonderful little toys. That they're very bright flashlights.
Your lethal glow sticks.
Yes. A Sith apprentice at a rave is a bloodbath.
No, you can get apprentices. They're just all very good at holding it straight up and waving it around.
Oh no.
Okay. You attempt to launch the thing up and over.
Parabolic
It
arc,
drops its...
ideally landing on his head.
Okay. It drops the bow and arrow, and as you are launching it up and over, it grabs on to the edge of the cabin,
Well,
the
that's not
rooftop
very nice.
edge, and is sort of clinging upside down is sort of the right word. It is clinging on and causing and shrieking horribly. Sen, your turn.
My turn. It is clinging to the roof.
Clinging to the edge of the roof, yes.
Am I
It is
still
digging in
holding
those
it?
claws that it has.
Am I
Can
still
I, like,
holding it with
reach
telekinesis
it?
other?
What you saying there, Crash?
Am I still holding it up there with telekinesis other?
Presumably, yes, since it hadn't gotten to the apex where you would want to let go of it,
And,
lest it fall on you.
and can Sen reach at least part of it, like say maybe the hands or forearms?
Yeah. It's not a very tall cabin. It's a one-story
You want
thing.
me to cut off the limits using to hold on?
I'm not saying you have to.
I mean, I also want to do that.
Well, then...
But I just want to stab it in general.
As someone who's not there, can I ask a question?
Of course.
Is this one of the creatures that we saw earlier?
It is indeed. It is 100% very familiar. When Rand and Sen saw it, it is one of those things that was attacking you. This is not a new creature. It is, in fact, using the same icon. That's how they knew.
I saw that. I was just making sure that you hadn't just, like I do, said, we'll use this icon for everybody.
No, I'm not. I would try to put in a better icon. No, I'm being perfectly lazy and using the same icon because it is indeed one of those weird little gray-green creatures that when they die, they wither away to desiccated nothing. And I love the word desiccated.
You know, I
gets
love
the
that
point
trick. I would love to see that trick again. Sen?
Sen rolled.
Yeah, I can't see the results of your roll. I never can.
Oh, made Saberstaff success by 3. I will give it a dodge roll, but if it dodges, it's definitely in double jeopardy territory here.
If for it to dodge with its hands, it would have to let go.
Exactly, and it did not decide to let go in time. It missed its dodge by 6. So, roll damage, Sen.
Ouch.
I think that since you're trying to do the removing the hands problem, we're going to assume that it has blow through.
I want to know.
Oh, I'm not making a cold shot or anything.
Oh, you're just going to stab the thing?
Yeah. Cold shots are at a penalty, and I don't want to bother
That's
with
true.
that. I just want to kill it.
Let me just take down 17.
I like that Sen still has the sneaking icon on their character sheet as well.
I don't know why.
The Sen decides that, hey, they've got a saber staff. If you hold your saber staff in the right place and you swing upwards, you can just cut into the whole thing. You know, why target the hands? Just because they're closest? Why bother? The creature shrieks horribly and goes limp. Now let me just check one more thing about it. Yeah, no, it's not a negative. Okay.
It's not dissolving yet.
If it's gone limp, does that mean that my parabolic arc is now in effect?
Yep. If you want to keep parabolicking it, I will say that that's going to go on the next. I'm just gonna make a little here. Okay. So, Entuxa, you're not in combat, but I should check in. Anything you're doing particularly?
Right now, I am detecting disturbances.
There do not appear to be any active disturbances in the force except, that's Ran. Ran is using telekinesis again.
Okay.
Whatever these things are, they're not active disturbances in the force when they're moving around. You did hear the horrible shriek. That was,
Okay.
NPC Buck is startling up off the mat and making concerned noises. You could hear what was that coming from where the other NPCs are located.
Mm-hmm.
It's as if a single voice cried out in fear and was suddenly silenced.
No, this is more like rage. It does not sound afraid. It sounds angry.
I will talk to him.
And
I don't care if
and it was cut out.
Can I have a turn?
Yes, take a turn.
Sorry. I've been trying to say something for like 30 seconds.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Buck, would you be so kind as to help me out? I need you to move those boxes from in front of the door and then carry some chairs into the other room so that you and the others have somewhere to sit against the interior walls. And meanwhile, I'm headed over here.
Okay, so I assume that you're gesticulating to make things more clear on that?
Yes.
All right. So which boxes?
The boxes in front of the door need to be moved away, and I will have said, and then back after I leave.
Okay. He moves to go move the boxes around.
Okay. I will grab a chair and bring it toward the room that the NPCs are staying in. And I think that's my turn because I'm just moving.
Okay. So you're grabbing one of those little random chairs.
Chairs from the card table.
Okay. And you're dragging it over, going to take it over to where the other NPCs are in that room. All right.
Yes.
Okay. You two out there have a creature continuing on its parabolic arc. I'm going to ask for another TK roll. Made by 2. All right. I'm calling this, that's basically the aim. You're continuing to aim it. Where do you want that thing landing? Okay. How high up is it when the falling damage hits?
I think that's a GM question.
And
yes, I know the GM asked the question, but I think that's for the GM to answer.
The GM is thinking, okay, also the GM is terrible at how high things are. The cabin is probably only about a 6-foot tall one because, stuff. It varies a little from place to place, but the roof seems to be reasonable that way. It's a flat roof. Hopefully it never rains because, it's a problem. Grabbed on there. It is probably only falling from about a yard or so down as things go because of the grabbing and the yoinking. Does that sound reasonable?
That's
maybe
fair.
2 yards.
I just want him to land on his head and be somewhat disoriented.
Well, it seems to be unconscious, and also that's another. All right, it actually has DR there. Does DR count? I don't know. Sure. Let's give it another roll, though, just for grants. Okay. Oh, whoops, that's public, so. Okay, that's fine.
To rip off of what Ellie has said, I have thoroughly dissed this creature's combobulation.
Indeed.
I have spoken ill of it on numerous occasions, and will continue to do so.
Okay, it has landed. Sen. It is.
Would
It
like.
is not.
Well, Sen cannot rage like a barbarian, but Sen can get angry and stab things.
Made by 8.
Oh, wow. Maybe Sen can rage like a barbarian.
It cannot dodge. It appears to be unconscious.
For now.
It's probably also lost at least one limb because, I feel that Sen probably did a bit of a swoosh. Yeah, well, for now.
Soon to be more than
10
one.
points of damage. Okay, were you aiming that one?
Well, I want to kill it.
I'm going to make that one reveal. Somehow, it is not dead if you were just sort of slashing at it. Okay, and Tuxa, you continue to move through the house area.
Chair into the Oh, I have to do this first.
Okay. You've brought the chair in.
Yes.
You get a moment.
And there is not a desk along these.
I know. I see it.
I set the chair along the inside wall. So not
Where-
I want to get them away from the window, basically.
Sir,
Does that make sense?
Yeah, you want them to. You get them groggily over to sit at that location. Is that about right?
Yes.
Over under, not a desk. Okay.
Yes, and I'm hoping that Buck is bringing other chairs in for the person who doesn't currently have a chair and himself.
Currently, Buck is moving the crates and is
Right.
watching the door warily and waiting for you to come back.
Okay. Darlings, I must insist that you stay here until I come back.
Right.
You will hear noises from outside. Do not.
Already did.
I mean, I would appreciate it if you were a little, but you don't have to. I may be the bad guy, but I'm your bad guy.
We'll stay in here, ma'am. Are you turning invisible in front of them?
Yes, I am turning invisible in front of them. I'm punctuating that sentence with invisibility.
Honestly,
A sharp-toothed grin and invisibility.
You Cheshire cat it. You Cheshire cat.
Please have your smile be the last thing they see of you.
I think that's impossible because of my eyes.
It's your grin in your eyes. I mean, unless you close your eyes when you do it.
No, I'm not closing my eyes.
You fade out with a grin and eyes, a bit like if Flicker is being a void cat.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Looping around to in the order that things
I
have
think
been.
that's my turn.
Yeah. Okay. Ran, where is your attention focused?
There we go. So I saw a little sliver of a circle of an icon peeking out from around that corner there. So I'm so thrilled that you had them move 5 feet to the west. Because now
I heard you.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, he muted OBS because there's Mexican music.
Yeah.
I got you.
There is a neighborhood party that apparently usually, by neighborhood party, I mean there's one truck where they roll down the windows and turn up the speakers. And 3 guys hang out there. They apparently do this at sundown, but with daylight saving time, sundown is later. So now it's during our recording. So I wish them the best.
Oops.
Although neighborhood policy says quiet hours began at 7 o'clock, so that's fun. Moving forward, I see a little new friend down there.
As it happens, let me just check something. I did make a perception roll for you earlier, and you did make it by 6. So if you wish to notice something over there, you can notice something over there.
Well, I would like to get a closer look at my new friend. I do notice that there's a cactus or, thorny bush and a rock.
Yeah.
But you don't let the truth get in the way of a good story, and you don't let a thorn bush get in the way of a new friend. So I intend to pull him through both of those things.
Give me the telekinesis roll to activate your grab, and we will resolve the yoink, since it is a fair distance, on the next run through of what people are doing.
I made it
by 4. Okay, there's your grab.
That it will take
Sen.
2 turns to resolve going through a thorn bush makes it more amusing to me.
I mean, it may be able to grab onto something and not,
Please let it grab
Sen.
onto the thorn bush.
Yes.
You never know. The thing has not done the desiccation trick yet, because
Then
it
it's not-
succeeded its health.
Then it's not dead enough yet.
Made by 8. I'm going to ask, and I'm fine with this being a retroactive, are you aiming this to cut off its head or something?
Yes, I would like to cut off its head.
Give me a damage roll. It cannot dodge. It is unconscious. A mere 10 points of damage. Dun, dun, dun.
Everybody, do the Gox.
Yes, I would like to be sure that it's dead.
The slightly weirdly misshapen skull rolls free, and it does in fact turn into a skull as it's rolling.
Open the door, throw to the floor. Everybody decapitate monster some more. It doesn't track very well. I gotta workshop that. Oh wait.
How do I put a token on that? Oh well. We'll just remember that this one's. I will toggle it out. It withers. You may roll to notice that Ran is not paying attention to you if you so desire. And then it will be Antux's turn. Rand's looking the other way.
Whence, or wherefore.
So, Antuxa, your turn.
Yes. I'm going to go back out.
Buck has managed to move all of the stuff out from the door.
Thank you, Buck, darling. Yes, it's me. I know you know what I can do. Would you please take 2 more of those chairs into the bedroom and sit and wait?
Yes, I put the box back after you go?
Yes, please.
Yes,
And I will, if it will let me, go out the door.
Did it let you?
Yes.
Close the door?
I had to make 2 moves to do it.
That's fair. Okay. Technically, it's dark out. Pretend it's dark out. Pretend it's night. Pretend it's a terrible moonless night. Don't forget where somebody put the bear trap.
You can't. It's telling the whole map.
Well, yes. And just for grins, give me a vision roll.
I'm a 30-second bear trap. I'm a 30-second bear trap.
I hope the bear trap lasts longer than 30 seconds.
No, it lasts as long as you want it to. It's just very small.
And Tuxa, give me a vision roll. Basically, don't fail it for very much.
Okay.
Maybe 4. Yes, you do in fact see as you glance from side to side. Oh, look, there's one of your horrible friends from the attack on the short, grayish green, holding bow and arrow, crude bow and arrow.
Please let it be the one that's about to exit stage left from Antux's line of sight.
Maybe.
Violently exit stage left.
Might be. Okay, let's see. Let me make a roll here. Oh, well, that's fascinating. Let me extend this thing so I can change.
You know, you would expect, now that I'm not the GM of a session, hearing the GM say, "Ooh, that's fascinating," should send a shiver down my spine. But I want to know what happens.
But no.
Next.
I'm just going to quickly look up the speed range table because I don't have it. Oh, you wretched thing. Why are you... Okay. Come here. There you are. Okay. So sad, so sad. I don't think that's going to make it. Actually no, that does. Antuxa, not Antux, sorry. Ron. You're the one who's just standing all the way out there, right?
Well, I'm outstanding in my field, yes.
As you grab it and start to pull, it looses the arrow from its bow.
No, I wanted to pull the monster, not its arrow.
Sadly, well, it's made it by enough that your danger sense is going to, I suspect, be going off. Yeah, your danger sense is going off.
So, lightsabers can be used to block blaster bolts. Can they be used to block... What was that? Discord made a chiming thing at me, but you're all still here. So it wasn't that.
Okay.
Anyway.
Uh-oh.
Can I use... It's the second time Discord has done this, but it's the first time since the recording started. May I use my lightsaber to block the arrow?
That would technically be the precog parry skill. Did I forget to give you precog parry? That would be terrible. The other thing you can do is grab it with telekinesis. You'll have to drop what you're doing or take a penalty.
Could I...
In fact, I'm pretty sure I'm the only one who has precog parry.
Obviously, you need to be training them better.
I do. I really do.
Look, I've been focusing on this arrow trick right now. So I made it by 9. Is that high enough that I can continue this game of arrow catch?
You can grab the... Okay, did you relinquish your grasp on your horrible little angry friend there?
You did say I'd have to do that to catch the arrow.
That would be your instinctive reaction, yes. You can do more things at once, but I suspect that instinctively to grab an arrow in flight, you would be releasing that one to grab the arrow.
Well,
yes, you grabbed the arrow.
It's the GM's prerogative, but instinctively, if I'm grabbing a projectile, I would want it to loop around back to the person who thought they would litter. It's up to all of us to keep this planet clean. Save a world, you know.
You want to do the airbender trick of grab it, twirl around, and send it back.
Or maybe just have it do a loop-de-loop where the end of the loop is this thing's head. Whatever.
If you want to keep the momentum that it has going, or stop the momentum, turn it around, and throw it back, that's going to take an activation on your next turn. How's that?
Okay.
Grab it now, loop it around on your next turn. Acceptable?
Okay. This is the second time I've been told, and this will happen on your next turn, so I'm hoping it does happen on my next turn.
Fingers crossed. I mean, because we got Sen here. Sen,
this action economy is kicking my butt.
Yeah, I know. That's why I hate doing the dadgum, Combat is terrible because I don't have a firm grasp of the action economy. And I need to actually, work on that new one because I think that has better action economy, but
you have a better grasp of the action economy. You have a better grasp of the action economy in GURPS than I do. So
yeah, that's why I hate combat.
I thought we were using the other one.
I'm trying to, but it's new, so I'm probably failing to do it correctly. So, Sen, yours.
Sen would like to, since I'm pretty sure we are doing the move and some other thing.
Yeah. Yes, I'm willing. I'm
2, 3, 5. And now Sen would like to try to make it say hello to the cactus.
You are also going to do a teak, huh?
And I will spend 3 points of fatigue.
All right. For a +3?
For a +3.
Okay. Made by 4. Gravity. Yoink. It's going to try and grab rock.
Yeah, that's fair.
It is going to try to grab the rock. It is going to succeed by 6. Made it... Oops, there goes gravity. Gravity, no. Grab-a-T with a B, yes.
I think I'll try and defy gravity.
I am doing my best.
It is... I cannot actually move the icon on the map easily. Okay. It is not quite in the thorn bush because it's clinging to the rock that is just in front of the thorn bush from its perspective. And it is shrieking up a storm in anger. And Tuxa, you see the thing be yoinked that you were looking at. Indeed, it is yoinked mostly around the corner off to your right.
Okay.
You can maybe
is it pulled, or is it staggering toward that direction?
You got the visual of it being yoinked, not staggering, but pulled. Like someone had reached out with their mind and grabbed it and decided to try to drag it somewhere.
I know this music.
I guess what I mean is this based on how they move? Are they going to end up in the cactus, or are they going to end up further along the wall? Like, is this reach out and grab and tug, or is this reach out and grab and reel in?
Give me the higher of IQ or an IQ based. You don't have the telekinesis. Give me an IQ roll.
Okay. I mean, this isn't like I'm not trying to find out like how far they're going to go. I'm just like, the question is
Are
this
they going-
like, is this like someone reached out and grabbed their shirt and pulled them a little bit and then let go, or is this a Scorpion from Mortal Kombat? Get over here! It's how fast am I watching this person this thing disappear?
The yank happened extremely quickly, but there's still a little bit left in your vision. So it looks like it is maybe smacked up against something that's right in front of it.
Okay. That's what I was going for.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to do like calculus on how fast it's going.
Thank goodness. Because don't make me do calculus. I'll cry.
Well, then someone's got the situation under control over there. So I'm going over here to look around the corner.
You do not see any critters around the corner.
Okay. And what do I want to do? I'm already invisible.
Uh-huh. Shall I let you ponder your next move and go back to Ran, or?
No, I'm trying to figure out which of these abilities I want to.
Ah, got it. Character would know.
The character would know, yes. Because detecting disturbances just got me the force usage last time. I want to make a perception check to make sure I'm not missing anything, to make sure that I understand the situation.
Okay. Perception made by 8. Okay, so you look around with the swift way that a Sith can manage. You can see some footprints left in the softer areas, which it doesn't seem like it was trying to avoid leaving footprints.
Okay.
They appear to go off around the corner where you are, and you glance back, they avoid the bear trap. Okay, that's that. There are some other footprints around further on. The light is not that great, even with your extremely good roll, there's still light is not that great. So there don't seem to be any more of them in your field of view. And up on top, that weird bird thing is sitting on the edge of the cabin at the moment.
Okay. I am curious enough about it that I am going to head in this direction.
Okay. Is it all right if that ends?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Ran.
I've gone my 5 squares. I've taken my action.
Okay, Ran. You have an arrow that you wish to
return,
catch, and return. Return to sender.
I've already caught it. I would like to give it back.
Okay. Would you be willing to have that be another roll for aiming it?
Okay.
Made by 3, because your skill is obscene now, which is excellent.
I've given myself
I can start
one
making
trick.
You take.
GMs hate
That's
it.
all right. That just. Oh no, GMs love it, because then this means that you can do even trickier things and soak up a penalty or 2.
The penalty
Made
is my
by
personality.
3. How much damage do those silly little things do?
I don't know. They haven't hit anything yet.
Yeah, I know. They haven't managed to get at you yet. It's.
So let's find out.
Okay, damage is based on your thrust, except that it's going to be based on the thrust of your TK.
If I might make a suggestion.
Yep, please do.
My thought process was, as they shoot the arrow, and this is not thinking game mechanics, this is thinking how it's flavored.
Mm-hmm.
I make the arrow do a loop-de-loop, so that as it finishes the loop, it hits them. So
it's going up and then
up,
comes
around,
down again.
and back at them. But
okay, so you've got at least a certain amount of falling damage on that as well.
Well, you could flavor it that way. I was thinking more along the lines of the velocity was provided by them. I simply provided some redirection. This would allow the GM to just use whatever damage the arrow would have done if they'd hit one of us and not have to math it.
That's pretty fair. Okay.
It's almost 8 p.m. on a Sunday night.
We need to go.
If I can help the GM
Sadly,
in any way.
yeah. Definitely. Yeah, no, that works. That was probably where I would get to, but my brain, haha. Sadly, the thing isn't that great. So I'll just roll a little bit. But it's impaling, so impaling gives me +2. 10.
It does look like this arrow is going
The
to be
arrow's
the insult, and Sem will provide the injury.
It's impaling damage. Impaling damage does extra if it penetrates through any damage resistance. So they do have tough hides, which I've been ignoring with lightsabers because lightsabers ignore a certain amount of damage resistance anyway because they're lightsabers. They're cool. Yeah. It's not going to care about tough skin. An arrow cares about tough skin, but the damage that gets in there for impaling damage is doubled. So it's not quite. It's definitely a bit more of insult. It shrieks and would probably be scrabbling for a weapon if it weren't busy clinging to the rock to keep Sen from messing with it. Do you wish to do a movement?
I like that I can see two sides of the cabin. So, no, I think I'm good right here.
Okay. Sen,
Yes.
movement in
Where's my
action.
mouse go?
I don't know. Where did you put it?
I don't know.
Like a trackpad,
Dark
maybe.
and hard to see.
Indeed.
There we go.
The player is having to make their own perception roll with
The player
penalties for
had to
darkness.
turn on their phone's flashlight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay. You are still holding on to it with teak,
No,
I
I'm not.
presume. Oh, you release it. Okay. Made by 5. It gets to make a dodge. Does it make its dodge? It misses its dodge by 4. Do your damage. 19?
Too slow.
Well, let's do check 1. And let's do check 2. It shrieks as your lightsaber connects. It snarls at you. Let's give it an IQ roll. Wow, close enough. It tries to lunge for you in return. We'll resolve that after Antux's turn. Antuxa.
My microphone was not. We've been playing for about an hour and a half according to the recording time. Can we take a 5-minute?
Okay, we can take 5 minutes. Okay.
We are now unpaused.
Yay! Antuxa, you were going
Yes.
to... It was your turn, right?
Yes. I am
Good.
going to move 5 squares directly north. I am
Okay.
going to glance in the windows to make sure I don't see any people.
You do not see any people, although I assume you've been leaving the shutters mostly closed so that enemies couldn't look in as well.
Yeah. Where
So
possible.
you can peek in. You do not see any people.
All right. I'm not going to pay even enough attention to make a perception roll.
Fair enough.
And I am going to de-invisible, hopefully without the Old Republic sound effect, and look up at the vulture thing that's hanging out on the roof. Now, about 10 feet from me.
Okay. The spulcher.
Well, you're an interesting thing, aren't you?
It jumps. It flutters. It says, "Fuss."
Roda.
You're not there.
How high up is it?
The cabin is about 6 feet tall. It's fairly low. The roof, as near as you can
Gosh.
tell, is flat, and that's about how high up it is. So,
I am going to tentatively reach up.
okay. Can I
forward.
resolve that on the next one? Next turn?
Yes.
Okay. Ran,
Hello.
is there anything in particular that you want to be doing?
So, the desiccated one behind me is still there, just very badly desiccated, correct?
Yep, it is bones.
Um,
Bones and ragged strips of skin.
I was half thinking about, launching a dagger, because they all had daggers as well, at this other one. But I'm thinking, in its haste to try to defend itself from a Sen, and let's be honest, one would hastily try to defend themselves from a Sen, it might not be thinking about holding on to anything right now.
In fact, it has not actually drawn a dagger at this time, because it doesn't have fast draw.
Well, unfortunate. However, it's possible that these things were once birds.
That's a possibility.
It's possible that one of them, at some point, will remember how to fly. I made my roll by 5. Does this one remember?
It did let go of... Let's see.
And by the way,
it had let go of the thing to try
direction.
to attack again.
No, straight up is the direction in this case. No parabolic arc. There's a thorn bush right there.
You're going to try to yank it up.
Yes.
You made your teak by 5. It made a strength by 1. I've got to figure out what the proper ratios for that are, but I'm not going to do it in the middle of the game. The claws screech against the... because it has apparently rather sharp ones, and they screech against the rock as it starts going up. Do you mind if I resolve the falling part on the next turn? And do you wish to since Sin probably gets effectively an attack of opportunity...
Then just holds a lightsaber out over top of the thorn bush that is the intended target. What makes this beautiful, I don't mind at all resolving this on the next turn. What makes this beautiful is that means it gets enough height that it briefly has a wonderful view before it comes down to earth.
Where Sen is making a saber staff roll. Probably as it is dropping. And making it by 8.
Drop onto my saber, why don't you?
Oops. I did not mean to roll whatever that... Oh, that's you rolling. Okay. Let me see if it can twist away with anything resembling a dodge. That would be a no, even if there weren't penalties. 13 points of burning damage. Okay. Where were you dropping it, Ran?
Straight down and or onto the thorn bush, if I can swing it.
Okay. I think that the lightsaber trajectory may or may not have shifted it slightly, but yes, okay, it lands in the thorn bush.
That is the insult to Sen's injury.
Indeed. Goes faintly limp, maybe, but then Zen took his turn. You were reaching out your hand to the bird, right? The spulcher. Space Spulcher. It hops away to the further along the roof, which I cannot make it actually. There we go. To the very corner of it, looking suspicious and not like it wants to be anywhere near your hand. Puss!
I approach closer and say, I promise I'm not going to hurt you.
Or at least not going to hurt you first.
Are you trying to mind trick it?
No, I'm fast talking, although it's not actually deception.
It holds its ground if you're not trying to touch it. Shall I move on to the next? Since you have thoroughly split the party, you are literally at 3 different corners of the cabin.
Yeah,
you have split the party as much as you can without being completely on different maps.
And yet there is still one side of the cabin that we cannot see.
I'll just look innocent here. Ran.
You know,
okay.
One good toss deserves another. Made it by 8.
Okay.
Does Sen get another attack of opportunity?
That depends on if Sen is intending to.
This is batting practice.
Has this thing had a turn?
It's about to.
It shot an arrow at me.
It shot an arrow.
That I cannot stab it again until it's my turn again.
That's okay, I have a rock.
As you lift the limp creature up, Ran, it does indeed. It strikes out with its claws. That's not the one that I wanted it to do. At Sen.
That's how you pull back a bloody stump.
Usually, yeah, but you know.
Didn't I make art for that?
Yeah, Sen, it's being lifted up and it's trying to use the momentum of it going up to actually get some force into that claw.
Okay, I'm trying to remember how defenses work.
You've got a dodge Okay, if you open your character sheet, you will probably have to expand it out a lot because it opens up, at least on mine, so that I cannot see my dodge, which is over underneath your point value. But when it opens, I don't see it. It's encumbrance, move, and dodge are all next to each other on the very far side. Does that make any sense, what I said?
Why does my lightsaber say level 8?
You're really good at it?
Level 8 is not good at it.
It says 15 to me.
No, I mean in my attack section. Repair active defense with a given weapon is 3 plus half your skill in weapon.
I don't know why it says level 8.
Okay, well, I think that's supposed to have normal things, so okay.
Yeah, your thrown weapon
Does
is
GURPS
14.
round up or down?
Generally, it rounds in whichever direction is least favorable to the character.
Okay.
If we look at the lightsaber skill you have in your skills list, it says 15.
Right.
Yes, but I'm looking at my attack thing because that's where I keep the parries for the thing. Anyway, I don't want to dodge. I want to
You want to parry.
I want to parry.
That is fair.
What happens when you parry an arm with a lightsaber?
Success.
I think we're going to find out.
Do you get to keep
Platypus?
the arm?
Give me
Harry the platypus.
give me a die of damage on that.
I did not mean to give you 3 dice of damage on that, but the first one was a 2, so 2 damage.
Because it's the one with the momentum here, it can try to yank its hand back before you do more damage than, before you do the full normal damage, because that would be on your
It
list.
can certainly try.
This thing is good. All right. It attempted. It attempted and you parried. That's annoying. It was looking like it was unconscious. How dare. Okay, that's its turn. That's what Sen, I'm going, let's see. No, the parry counts. Okay, it's going up. You can probably get a riposte on it if you want to.
I don't think I get to do that.
Okay.
I just used inactive defense.
True, although I think that your turn would be winding up somewhere in here. Anyway.
Well, if it's my turn, then I want to stab it.
It will effectively be a riposte. Give it a stab while it's headed up. Made by 7. I am going to give tempted. Oh, yay. It writhes away in midair with a critical success. It rolled a 3.
Wow.
And took set. I assume you don't want to move anywhere, Sen.
To be fair, I was helping it escape
I would like
up.
to stay here.
Mm-hmm. To be fair, Ran was helping?
I was helping it escape upward.
True. And took set. You're over with the bird.
I am trying to decide if mind tricks will cost me my action.
Mind tricks are your supernatural actions, so probably. I mean, talking is a free action. Mind tricks are sort of talking.
Do I have to touch something to do psychometry, or is there a penalty if I don't?
Thinking. All the times that we've seen psychometry, it's been by touch.
Yeah, and the ability says when you touch things.
Yeah, because I can't think of... if you walked into an area where your feet were touching the ground, that would count as sort of a psychometry thing. I'm afraid I'm going to rule that it requires a touch.
All right.
If it understands language, you might be able to mind trick it into staying still to touch it.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to take my hand back down and put my glove back on. All right. Well, if you won't let me touch you, I hope that at least you are not an ill omen. And if you are, tell your master that something worse has come to town.
It flaps its wings, not to fly away, but in some kind of angry, indignant agitation while staring at you. And, well, you can't say screeching because it's not really a sound that's screechable, but going fluss, 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 flap, 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 flap. It's not flapping away. It's flapping at you.
Creature, I have seen the death of cultures. You don't scare me. And I turn and walk away. And
It keeps yelling fuss and flapping at you as you go.
I just heard the
Invisible.
angry flap, and this is what I found.
That is the angriest
I figure
little
that's about-
bat.
I figure that's about right.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm headed back south.
Okay. Make your move. All right.
I
I
did.
see you did. Ran.
I believe we're at the oops, there goes gravity part of the evening again.
Okay.
And then as I end the refrain, that's a quote
How
from
high did you
Cyrano
toss
de
that thing
Bergerac.
up? About how high did you toss it, do you think?
Well, let's see. What was my roll? I was back a ways. I made that roll by 8 this time around. And it made its strength by
Okay.
1 to do something about it.
This time it did not actually make its strength roll for going up, so
Oh, no, this is from
'Cause I
when it
think
made
you
its
did it
strength roll
again.
by 1, trying to
okay.
hold onto the rock and tried to swipe, I think. But
No,
in any case,
this is the one that you made by 8, and you made by 8 again, and there's no swipe because it tried to
Oh.
attack Sen this time.
okay.
This is another made by 8. You're just making it by 8 a lot.
Well, that just means I need to put more points into telekinesis other, so I make it by 9.
I see. Sending it up 8 yards?
Sure.
Okay, if I remember it correctly, and if I don't, I'll look it up later.
We're at the GM has permission to wing it stage of the evening.
You think I don't wing it all the time?
I am a GM
How
and
does-
DM. I know we wing it all the time.
How does 20 D20? I think that.
Beth has wrung it so many times.
Uh huh.
How? What is doing 20 dice?
Falling damage.
Oh.
That is okay.
When it lands indeed on that rock, and it kind of explodes into gory, gross, wet, sticky bits that shrivel and dry and wither even as they land on Sen
Sorry,
and the side of the cabin.
in my defense, I
Yeah.
didn't know they explode.
Apparently they do when you drop them.
Look, I've been dropping them all evening, and they never did that before.
Right.
I had to
right.
drop this one
Whatever.
twice to get that.
It's like when you
Yes,
shake
good
the
job. You're very good at dropping things.
it's like when you shake the
I-
soda can.
And we don't even have running water. I can't even take a shower.
Good news, everyone. The monsters
Antoxia,
are
you can
carbonated.
hear all this. Antoxia, you can certainly hear all of this. We're out of combat time because apparently, if there are any others out there, they're not attacking.
Okay. Then I'm headed back inside.
Did you tell Buck to put the crates back in front of the door after you left?
Oh, shoot. Yes, I did.
There are crates in front of the door.
You'll have
Yeah.
to come around the other way. Mind the bear trap.
I do say something as I go past the vulture thing, even
It
though
is-
I'm staying invisible.
It is sitting on the corner muttering fuss, fuss, fuss. It sounds miserable.
Creature, I am doom. If you send any more of those things here, they will die. You have my word.
It screeches, fuss, and starts flapping off into the. Actually takes off and flies away again.
You know, I can't help but wonder if you just told it that it should send more of them this way so we can dispose of them.
Oh, I'm not doing this so anyone can hear me, except the vulture.
If Ran wants to hear, Ran gets to make a hearing roll
Well, yeah.
by a sufficient amount.
By 7?
By 7 might. Would 7 do that, Antuxa, do you think?
It wasn't across a football field. This is a small cabin.
It is.
At least heard Antuxa's voice, minimum.
What's the you know what? I'm just gonna. Yeah, you heard it. Is Rand looking over as he said this? As he says this?
Rand isn't shouting it, but he is assuming that Antux is nearby enough to hear it.
Okay. If Ran is giving an indication that he knows that Antuxa is there.
Oh yeah, Ran heard Antuxa. And this is the door that you can actually enter and exit. The only one, so far as Ran knows.
The question is not did Ran hear Antuxa. The question is Ran giving Antuxa an indication that he knows that she's there?
Yes.
Okay. Then Antuxa will drop the invisibility.
Antuxa, nice to see you. I apologize for my current state.
Well.
I know I'm down there on the map, but I am heading back over now that combat's over.
To be fair, most of it is shriveled and dried up. You just need a wet wipe or something.
At the moment, we can't help our fashion choices. Anyway, I take it the situation has been dealt with.
2 more creatures.
For now.
Indeed. There was a, what do you call them? The
Spulcher.
The birds with the bald heads. The ones that dig at fresh corpses. I imagine they're having
Chirac?
a day down. Possibly. It's one of those words. The ones that, you know.
Shall we name this one Gary? Gary Gyrax?
Very well. Anyway, there was one of those. I believe I chased it off. It was definitely not amenable to me finding out more information about it. But, well, you win some, you lose some. All of our people are inside, and if they have followed my instructions, safely within their bedroom and waiting huddled against the wall for someone to tell them it's safe again. Would one of you like to do the honors?
I look over at Sen and look over at Antuxa and say, I'll take a moment to do that. Sen has...
I don't think it's going to assuage people's fears when I walk in there covered in desiccated monster.
That's true, but it would be very funny.
You're right.
Yes, but we're not a comedy trio.
Tragically, this is true. Well,
hello,
Brad.
everyone.
Oops. Is it gone? Asks Manda.
Depends on the definition. There are 2 more X creatures out there, and one of those strange avian beings that looks like it eats carrion. But that one isn't attacking.
No, Buck says, that thing doesn't look like any of the carrion critters around here.
Yes, we think it's rather unusual as well, but it's not being violent. So...
Yeah, and it looked at me. Did you see it? Did you see it glaring at me?
We saw. But you're in here,
Yeah.
and it's out there. So, for now, things should be fine.
Can't get through the roof, right? It's a good roof.
And
Keeps
there's a
off
fire in the
sandstorms.
fireplace.
It's a good roof. Yeah, fireplace, right. Oops.
Did you move me?
Accidentally. The others, upon being reassured that they can go back to bed.
Go back to bed.
Back to bed.
Ran.
Would you like me to get
Since
a
you
bucket
were
from the
so-
well?
Yes, since you were so kind as to explode it on me.
I do apologize. Is there a bucket that I can use?
There is a bucket.
I couldn't make that
Oh,
out.
you left that far behind. There
Oh.
is, in fact, a bucket that is currently in the little nook that, it is not visible in the little nook because the little nook does not actually have any of the stuff in it that the description says it should have. Yes, there's the bucket icon.
Okay, I go get the bucket. I go out the only door we haven't barricaded.
Mm-hmm.
I am not going to go to the outhouse. As funny as that would be, I am not getting anything from the pit of nope. I'm going to walk all the way down to the well. I would like to roll perception as I do this.
Please do.
Because we're reaching the point where the GM might wish to end things on a cliffhanger.
Oh, you never know.
Well, I made it by 7.
Maybe there's honestly, it looks like some dead animal that has been left next to the well.
Ah, how lovely. Do I have any idea what the animal used to be?
No. Quadruped.
Okay. I'm just
No
going
thumbs.
to move the animal further from the well so no one gets any ideas. I will, of course, be using telekinesis other because that is telekinesis other
Yeah.
is my hammer. And everything is a nail.
It's a good one. I will not
I'm
make
just
you
going
roll
to
for
put
it.
this over here with the rest of the dead thing.
That was actually my intention. The dead thing is over there around the corner. So, you know. You said I wouldn't have to make a roll, but I made it by 3 anyway, because I can.
That is fair enough.
I
Move
don't
that
pick it up,
thing.
I
Yes,
just
it
make
is moved.
I just do like a flick of the wrist. Like, go
Mhm.
over there. And it slides across the ground. As far as I care to
It is
concentrate about it.
All right.
Was the dead quadruped there before?
No.
Worth noting. Okay, I get a bucket of water. I smell it to see if it smells like something dead was
Perception
floating in it.
roll. Perception?
It takes me a while
Perception
to find
sniffing.
it. I need to make a perception roll to roll perception.
Okay.
But I made the perception
Made
by
it by
4.
4. It smells like outdoor water, apparently.
Good enough. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I am going to complete my circuit. I'm not going to go back the way I came. So I will have gone a full trip around.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hello. I don't believe. Yeah, one of the NPCs was going through the wall. That was a clipping error, I guess.
Yep. Clipping error.
Turn
Clipping
off
error.
no clip. Turn off
Yeah.
no clip. That's cheating.
Ellie, are you talking?
Nope.
Okay. I was hearing a weird little echo somewhere.
Yes, the second part of the thing that I have to do tonight is happening.
Ah.
On a whim, I'm also going to open the outhouse door.
One of the creatures is in there and says, "Occupied!"
There's a gory heart left on the seat.
Heart?
Heart. The thing that beats with blood
Okay.
going through it and such.
It sounded like you said part, which also is
Well,
accurate, but this is more specific.
That's also, yeah.
I sigh, and I'm going to use telekinesis other to put the heart in the toilet.
Fair enough.
They don't even remember to flush. How uncivilized.
Made by 9.
There's not even a bloody smear. I pick up all of it.
Swoosh.
Prestidigitation. Look, this is as close as the Sith is going to get to that.
True enough.
It's also move earth. Or mold earth. And control water.
If you're good enough at it.
All right. I'm going to take my bucket of not blood in, close the door behind me, lock it. Sen, I have additional information
Yes?
and a bucket of not blood.
Is it a bucket of water?
It is a bucket of water, yes. But there was a mutilated quadruped by the well, so that was interesting. Also, possibly its heart was sitting in the outhouse on top of the lid.
Why?
That's an
Why
ex-
is this place?
I believe it exists to torment us.
Yeah, clearly.
Yes, I am going to let Antuxa know the good news. I will leave you with your bucket of water.
Wonderful, thank you. I appreciate it.
I live to serve. And I go over and I tell Antuxa the exact same information.
Well, you certainly have made some exciting discoveries tonight. I can't wait to see what tomorrow holds.
Yes, but, well, I didn't mention this with Sen because they're rather concerned with cleanliness at the moment. But here's the thing that makes me wonder. A quadruped that size would likely not go quietly. I didn't hear it die, did you?
No, but it could have died far from here.
Did I see any signs that it had been drug in?
There was some disturbance in the ground and sand and dirt and such. It could have been carried.
Okay.
It was not of a size that could not have been carried by a couple of strong creatures.
It would have taken more than what we saw for it to have been
No,
carried in.
Or those things are stronger than they look.
That is possible.
You have not actually been hit by one of them.
This is true. They're rather inept. Or we're just that good.
You're just that good.
My money's on a 50-50 split of that. But in any case, they also left a heart in the outhouse.
Was it the quadruped's heart?
That's an excellent question. I did not decide that I was going to rummage around inside the quadruped.
Well, ancient knowledge would be very disappointed in you.
It's a
So
shame
would biotics.
logistics.
But, all right. Well, let's think of it this way. whoever killed it, and let's say, teleported it here, either they're doing a very poor job of scaring us and making bad decisions about where to put the things they intend to scare us, or they can't do it inside the cabin. Now, either way, well, I suppose there is a third option, which is that whatever killed it there and made itself end the death silent, which would be surprising. No, that's... I'm going to keep the first one.
That's fair. It's the first one. Detecting disturbances. You are not currently detecting active disturbances.
Okay.
There are further away darknesses. Made it by 9.
I did take the corpse and shove it
Yeah.
further away from where Intuxa is right now.
Yeah, if you were paying any attention, you could hear familiar disturbances of Ran playing with his telekinesis.
Ran is fairly disturbing.
Well, I don't sense anything nearby. And if I do, I'll let you know.
Sounds like a plan.
But for now, it seems like this was a poor attempt to scare us. And frankly, darling, I don't want to give them the satisfaction. Especially not when I'm this tired. We all need a good night's sleep. And I certainly am not going to get one in this chair. So let me get at least what I can. And we'll regroup in the morning and see where we are.
If you wish, you can have the bed. I'll take the chair.
Oh, no. Without meaning to put too fine a point on it, as the one with the supernatural senses, I should probably be the one in the room with all the windows.
As you say that, I immediately look out one of the windows.
It is silent and dark out there, with perhaps the sounds of some intrepid insectoid things going.
Also, Antuxa has not opened her eyes this entire conversation.
I imagine this is not unusual for a conversation Ran has had with Antuxa before.
Yeah.
Well, don't let me keep you up. In the morning, you may have to poke a corpse. But that's a problem for the morning. Good night.
You have locked that door again, haven't you?
Immediately, yes, of course.
Just making sure.
The player distinctly remembers saying, I close the door and lock it.
I heard the lock.
I couldn't remember, so...
Okay, and Antuxa...
Antuxa was going to check.
Antuxa would have checked anyway.
Yes.
That is fair.
But the question made the player second guess whether the player had said it.
The GM remembers it.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
The GM will remember this.
The GM will remember this. I will assume that Ran and Sen set watches, or don't, for the rest of the night, and start awake periodically when there are noises outside. Occasionally something landing on the roof, perhaps. Who knows? But for now, it's dark. There's the crackling of the dying fire. And I think we should end it for tonight.
And Sen
Tomorrow
is still
is
sneaking.
another day.
Sen is still sneaking. And this amuses me.
I have no idea how to make the sneak thing go
You
away.
have to right click.
I have no
On the-
idea
on
how
the
it got
icon.
applied in the first place.
You can either apply it
assign
yourself or
status
the GM
effects.
does it. Yeah.
There.
Oh, that was kneeling. I thought it was sneaking
Well, I
I can
mean,
apply
it
all
looks
kinds
sneaky
of-
enough to me.
of things. But it
My
looks like you
sheet
can only
says
apply
I
one
was
at a time.
standing. I was looking through the thing on my sheet, but it always popped back to standing.
All right. Well, it looks like that's where we're ending it. So,
Mm-hmm.
who has a thing they can plug?
Yo, you do the plug.
Well, our intrepid GM writes books, which you can find at elizabethmccoy.com.
And speaking of websites,
Speaking of websites, aaronbsmith.com/cogwheel is where all these podcasts have a home. Because I have a problem with adopting just one more podcast, apparently. So you can listen to our GURPS Wars podcast, or you could listen to Plus Ultra, which is Cypher System, or you could listen to Cause and Effect, which is D&D, or Pack Tactics, which is also D&D, or that that's all of them right now. For now, that's all of them.
You can also listen to past campaigns.
Yes,
That's right.
There are many past campaigns. I've been putting episodes up there since 2017, so there's a significant number of past campaigns, and you listen to all of them for free. And if you want to throw money at us, I will use Telekinesis Other to prevent damage, but I won't make it do a loop-de-loop and come back at you, unless you're a hideous bird monster. But even if you are, I probably won't judge. You can go to patreon.com/cogwheelgaming and join other patrons if you wish to. You'd be joining the ranks of Ellie, Shen, Walter, and patron emeritus Cindy.
Until next time, this is Beth saying, "Puss, puss, puss, puss." Ah, shut up and go away, you stupid thing. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
night.